around the clock. This is News 12, New Jersey.
A South Jersey high school student gets kicked off a bus tour at night in Atlanta and is left to find her own way back home. Well, the family spoke exclusively with News 12 New Jersey's Dave Grudebaugh. Dave, this girl's off the bus 800 miles from home.
Yeah, a rough night for her, to say the least. The high school senior from Woodland in Camden County was on a bus tour of historically black colleges in the South. She acknowledges she misbehaved, but says the punishment went way too far.
It was to show us the black college experience.
LaShawna Stanford Crone was touring 8 historically black colleges with dozens of other high school girls on a trip run by the Philadephia chapter of the National Alumni Association of Spelman College. But Crone says she got into a heated argument just before midnight on October 22nd.
2 girls that kind of already didn't like me.
Crone says the girls taunted her because she's better off financially than many of the other girls on the trip. Crone retaliated by challenging them to continue taunting her once the trip was over and they were back in Philadelphia.
Fighting words, I guess.
Crone says a chaperone kicked her and another girl off the trip at a bus station in Atlanta and left them to figure out their own way home.
I believe I made a mistake and I shouldn't never did all that, but as adults, I believe they should have handled it better.
I call it abandonment, endangering the welfare of a child.
Crone's mother says the chaperones did not contact her until the next day, and LaShawna barely had time to tell her mother where she was when the battery on her phone died.
I was really worried about my daughter.
Crone bought a ticket to Richmond, Virginia, where she met her parents. The Alumni Association sent a letter to the family apologizing and refunded the $600 they paid for the trip.
A slap in the face, to be quite honest. $600 in no way makes up for the agony that they put this family through.
She's by herself. She's in an unfamiliar state, unfamiliar city, and no one there to help her.
The family plans to sue the Alumni Association of Spelman College, which ran the trip. We've made repeated calls to them for several days now, but they have not returned any of our calls, Rick.
No. Now, you said there were 2 girls. Do we know what happened to the other girl?
Well, yeah, she says that the other girl had some family in Atlanta to stay with in the short term, and then as far as she knows, that girl did eventually make it back home, but has not been in direct contact with her since.
All right. Questionable judgment. Dave Grudebaugh, thanks so much.
Welcome.
An early morning